بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وآله وصحابته ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. ربي يسر لي أمري واشرح لي صدري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Inshallah, this is a quick overview of what's known as al-Qawa'id al-Fiqhiyya, which is beneficial in terms of studying fiqh or the law in order to understand what the intentions behind the law are. So the first thing that should be understood is, although unlike the Mu'tazila, who were the rationalists, we do not believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He has to benefit His creation. The Mu'tazila said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that what He did had to be for the benefit of His creation. It was a wajib for Allah. Whereas we don't say that. Allah does it out of His bounty, not out of any obligation. So the first thing to know is that the Shari'ah and the Usuliyun, or the people of these roots, say that all of the sacred dispensations from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the human are based on the preservation of 5 matters. All. So every Shari'ah that was given to the human being was in order to protect 5 things. The first of which is deen itself. Because the human being is a homo religiosus, he is a religious creature by nature. The human being is a religious creature by nature. Human beings will act out ritual in every culture. This is something anthropologists recognize. Anybody who studies human societies recognize that every society has rituals. Yet, are those rituals from the human being himself, or are they derived from revelation? This is the difference between the Muslim and the rest of societies. And I'm saying Muslim here in the ideal sense, because many Muslims around the world have fallen into ritual that is not from Allah, and Allah gave them no authority to do that. Many, many examples we could use from the Muslim world for those things. Now, some of them would go under what's known as urf, or customary practice. But others are clearly against the teaching of Islam. For instance, the female giving a dowry in a wedding. You will find that in some Muslim countries where the female is forced to give a dowry because of previous religious traditions that were strong in those cultures. And yet that is against Islam. So that's an example of tradition becoming part of a jahiliyyah, or an ignorance within the culture. So Islam is not against the customs of a people. Islam honors people. Where it goes, Islam acts as a sieve. It doesn't say everybody has to become Arab, right? Like for instance, I happen to be wearing Moroccan dress. I'm not a Moroccan. I don't have to wear this dress. There's nothing in my deen that tells me I have to wear this dress, right? Nothing. There's nothing in my deen that says I have to wear a turban. Now, this is not even Sunnah dress, really. This robe, the type they wear in North Africa, is not from the Sunnah. The turban is Sunnah of adat. And some say Sunnah of fada'il, that it's a virtuous thing, because it's virtuous to bury a person with a turban. So many of the scholars have said it is a Sunnah of fada'il, because there are weak hadiths that indicate that it's a good thing to wear a turban. But there's nothing in Shari'ah that in order to be a Muslim you have to wear a turban. And if you don't wear a turban, you're not a good Muslim. Nothing says that. It's encouraged to cover the head. It's mandub to cover the head. It's a good thing for men to cover their head. So there are adat, or characteristics and qualities within cultures. When Islam comes to a culture, it shakes things up like a sieve, min khal. And it will separate what is good from the culture and what is bad. And this is why, if you travel across the Muslim world, Muslims aren't all eating Arab food, right? The Arabs have peculiar foods, and even within Arab cultures there are differences. So if you go to the Arabian Peninsula, they don't eat like the Syrians, they don't eat like the Yemenis, they don't eat like the North Africans. If you go to Indonesia, they eat different food. If you go to China, Chinese Muslims eat Chinese food. So these are just qualities and characteristics of culture that Islam leaves within the realm of mubah, within the realm of norm, within the realm of custom.